Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today I'm going to give you the bird, or well, the falcon. From Homelands here. Homelands gave us actually more legends than you would think. I believe there's like 8 or 9. But Soraya the Falconer was errated a while back. My guess is during the Grand Creature Type update. I believe that was 2010. But it now says all birds get +1/+1 and target bird gains banding. Now, as you all know, banding is the most broken mechanic ever. Yeah. So, I'm not going to try to explain banding. Look it up on Oracle. It is ridiculous. So, let's go through the birds. Now, keep in mind, this is not a power tribe. It is tribal birds, but it is not going to stand up to a tribal angel or goblin or whatever. And there are cards in here that are just specifically because they are a bird. Squadron Hawk is not an EDH playable card, but it's in here because it is a creature type bird, 2 for 1/1 flyer. It has no text box beyond flying. And the fact that I don't have this in any deck as well as I shouldn't. So, now the Eddy Trail Hawk, I really kind of like. There's I think I have 2, maybe 3 cards that deal with energy, and I can't find any right now. Oh, dang. But Eddy Trail Hawk, energy. We'll get to the energy card here in a little bit. I like some melee. Here again, 2 mana, 1/1 flyer. Now, Soul Catcher is probably the bomb of the deck. Now, this, because your stuff is little and it's going to die. I mean, we've got some team pumps, but it's not going to, they're going to die. And this guy's going to get a little bigger. Now, Territorial Rock. I guess you can tell I'm in the 2 mana block here. And had to use War Falconer because, love that white border. Vigilance, before Vigilance was a word. Now, back in when the Dusk Rider Falcon and the Freewind Falcon were in Standard years ago, I played the heck out of them, and they were good cards because some decks just couldn't beat them. Now, here, there is a slight morph theme in Onslaught block. There was a morph theme, and some of them were birds. So, and a lot of them were bird soldiers, which kind of leads us to the War Falcon, which, if you got it, hey, that's great. If not, you got yourself a blocker. Threshold. Suntail. Hawk. I'm sorry, that's a play off of an old, oh God, what was that? It was like, it was a really old Xbox game. One of the first Magic. Skirmisher. Cheaty Face. Yes, I know. It's a 3 mana 2/2 bird, but I needed dudes. Rock Egg, because for some reason it's a bird. It's not. It's a bird when it's an egg. Anyway, hey, it works. Probably one of the bigger creatures in the deck as far as drawing late game. Apex Hawk is just, I mean, when you draw it late, you can just dump your mana and, hey. Sunstriker, double strike. Watch of the Roost. Here it is. Ether Storm Rock is the... now, enters the battlefield. We're going to have, I mean, we're pretty heavy on creatures because, birds flock together. And it can make itself pretty dumb. Pumps your team. Now, the Cloud Chaser Eagle was the first one to come out in Tempest, and I actually had the Tempest version all sleeved up. But, there again, that white border. I love me some White Warrior, y'all know that. Just like the Avon Cloud Chaser. Also exist. These actually take up some like removal spots as well. So that's how I can justify 4-mana 2/2. The Sky Captain. You can bolster something. Avon Liberator. Now here's your bird soldier that morphs. It like checks all the boxes. My Glare Caster that has totally seen better days. Three, 4 for 5. I mean, that's not great, but in this deck, it kind of is. Catcher's Attendant, and there's another cheaty face card. Hey, we have one card in our deck that does not fly. Avon Tactician. Harrier. You got dragons? I don't care about your dragons. 3/3. Gatekeeper. Warlock. Whoop, whoop. Now, Amplify is... Amplify didn't get a whole lot of cards in that block. I guess people just don't really like showing their hand, which, I mean, it is a very strategical disadvantage. But if you're playing straight up aggro, I mean, I would love like Gruul cards with Amplify or whatever. But you would think we'd have gotten some love in this with like commander sets or something. And our last bird is, of course, the Gus Cloak Savior. Now, do have a little bit of pomp. Hall of Triumph, Glorious Anthem, Honor the Pure, the Dictate, because they're going to die. You might as well have the Marshal's Anthem. And I'm counting this as a team pump. I mean, it's not. You just pick your favorite child and make it stronger. But it's reusable. So, and it's more than just the, if you need one to be bigger, you can. Oh, and then the Airy. Now, when a bird dies, this could get out of hand, because at 2 mana you can actually get this out before you start playing all your creatures. It's not like the Door of Destinies, because Door of Destinies costs 4, and a lot of times you're going to run Door of Destinies in an elf deck or whatever, and by the time you get your 4 mana, you've got 3 or 4 elves on the board, and you've missed your window there, or it forces you to play slow. But not this one, because it's just 2. It is bird specific, but you know, they need some kind of love. Now, for the rest, I mean, I am running Harsh Mercy, which is nowhere close to a Wrath. We know this, but it's 3 mana, and obviously we're going to choose birds. Everybody's going to choose what benefits them the most, and more than likely you're going to kill 1 to 2 creatures with it. It's spot removal, if you will. I try to use cards that, you know, Oblation. When there was a Tuck rule, when you could put a general on the bottom of the library or shuffle it in and it stayed there, this was a powerhouse. Now it just shuffles away their combo piece, which is still good. As far as board wipe, the rest of the board wipes, I have the disc and in hostilities. Not a bunch. Now, Rest in Peace. I am running. I try to use cards that I'm just not. I don't run a lot. Rest in Peace is fairly decent against a lot of decks, and it doesn't hurt us. So, I mean, we've got a few cards that interact with the graveyard, but if you get it, you get it. If not, you know, there's nothing that beats somebody's face when you resolve that Rest in Peace and they're like, but I'm playing Gitrog. Or let's see. Pacifism. Humble, I believe, does not get a lot of love. It's just beautiful. If you can target it with an instant, then hey, it's going to lose that indestructible. It's going to lose that, you know, whatever. And The best humble I have ever done was to humble something without killing it. I humbled a Platinum Angel when he was at Neg Live, and it was quite a beautiful thing. Of course, Brave the Elements, Oblivion Ring. I'm running Wing Shards, more or less, for... Well, I'm not going to lie. I was trying to think of a nice way to say it. Newer players. This card, when it came out in Scourge, collectively taught the Magic playing populace a lesson. It's the lesson that, any quote-unquote pro player has tried. Do not give away free information. And during your turn, untap, upkeep, draw your card, and you play, and then attack is always the wrong thing to do. Now, if your plays are going to directly affect combat, yes, go ahead. But most of the time they don't. You're going to play another creature, you're going to drop a land. Do not give your opponent any more information than absolutely necessary when they make their blocking decisions. Because if they know, they're less likely to chump block if they know something bigger, you just cast or whatever. So what this card did is, I'm, gonna untap, upkeep, draw, play, swing with my dudes. Oh, look, Storm. Sacrifice 4 since you played 3 spells. And they just lose their entire attacking force to, a white uncommon blowout. It's a great card. I love it. Of course, we have our Holy Day Disenchant. Now, Luminous also, I believe, a little underplayed because, it's not a Holy Day. It's just black and red. But, most of the time, that's, 40% of the color pie? Stands to reason that's 40% of decks, which I believe is a way higher percentage because multicolor decks are more prevalent than monocolor decks in EDH. So, Condemn, Crib Swap. This is another one that is amazing with indestructible creatures because it doesn't kill it; it just exiles it. You get a spirit, or I'm sorry, a changeling, and it's all good. Now, Story Circle is a circle of whatever you need it to be. There's generally one color at the table that is more aggressive. May not be a player, but it may be just, oh, look, all my opponents have a commander with red in them or black in them. Black super popular, obviously. Tutors, rock. Reverse damage is that amazing. I'll never forget the first time I learned about this card. It was actually new at the time, but man, it can be a blowout, especially when your opponent is absolutely positive they have game. And you just, reverse damage. Now, the last card I have here, Pure Lace. I want to talk about Pure Lace because I haven't yet talked about any of the laces. Some of them are like the blue and the red ones get used with the Power Blast and whatnot. But here, Pure Lace is... I'm not running Mass Calcify, am I? It works with Mass Calcify. You can politically save somebody's creature, whatever. But I love the Pure Lace simply because of the spot it holds in history. That's right. This is a rare. A rare. You can spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I don't know what alpha, beta, revised, unlimited packs are going. I don't, it's not my thing. But I know they're expensive. Expensive as all get out. And you can get that dual land. You buy the older ones, you spend thousands, you possibly get that Mox, that Lotus. Man, the recall. Or your rare can be Pure Lace. These things occupied rare slots. All 5 were rare. Now, 5 out of... You actually have an equal chance in Alpha Beta Unlimited of getting a lace than getting a Mox. Yeah. Anyway, change the spell to white. It is a neat trick nobody sees coming because, and yes, it may sit in my hand and rot for games and games and games. But you know what? That one time when it happens, when it is super beneficial, you're going to feel like the king. Anyway, that is all I've got for Tribal Birds. I do appreciate you watching. Here again, this is not a hardcore deck that you're going to rock at an EDH tourney, but, you know, it's fun. But right now, it's time to go to work, so I got to shuffle and cut.